gonna find out this evening?
Yeah, we'll find out in another hour. They said 1 o'clock. So that'd
Oh
be 12,
shit.
12 o'clock our time.
They, oh yeah, they did say that his family was cheering and clapping. Yeah, that's distasteful.
They had at this point they don't give a fuck about Cassie. They don't give a fuck about none of them people. They just care about their daddy. They like you hoes knew what y'all was getting in.
I mean, but at the same time, it's like hearing all of that. If that's my dad, it's like, yeah, I'm happy that you didn't get the full time, but I'm not clapping for you. Like, I mean, I'm happy, but I'm very disappointed. Cause why was you doing that?
Bro, it was 8 white people on this jury.
Cause they asses be doing that freaky shit too.
Hey, you wanna know where I think the feds messed up? They should have never showed that sex tape.
Yeah, they really shouldn't have.
That sex tape might have fucked it up, man. Because if you trying to get him charged for racketeering, right, and prostitution, why would you show a sex tape where she's in control? She's running the shit. She running the show.
Yeah, I mean, and like I get where they were going with trying to pin it like he made her that way, but it's like the optics didn't look good. Like y'all could have just kept that part out. Y'all, we was cool with just
Mhm.
listening to y'all say the shit. You didn't have to show no shit like that.
Cause because for instance, think about it. They every escort said that Diddy just sat back in a chair and watched. They said she ran the show.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
why would you show a video of her being dominant, she being the one controlling the show, and then the government put the escorts on the stand, and the escorts said out their own mouth that Cassie was in control of everything when they'd have the free calls. That
and I
everything
think
they
I
everything
think
they
what
did,
also
Cassie would tell them what to do.
I think what also hurt them too is that a lot of witnesses ended up dropping because then they have like two more girls, Jane Doe's
Hmm.
or whatever, that just
Hey,
didn't. That's I
Gina,
think that's what fucked them up because I think they really had something solid, but they weren't expecting them girls to just not show up.
then you want to know what really fucked up?
What?
You want to know what really fucked them up? Yeah. And I'm going to keep it real with y'all. What really fucked the feds up was when the defense played the audio of Cassie.
Oh, threatening to kill that dude.
Yup. Because the prosecution painted her as she was being forced, coerced to do certain things. And then when you play this audio, she sound like a mafia boss. She sound like Griselda Blanco. She sound like a gangster. Like the defense said to the jury. She's a gangster. She could take 2 or 3 men at one time. That's what the defense said to the jury in closing. They said she's a gangster. She could take 2 or 3 women at one time. Then they played the audio of her on the phone telling niggas she gonna have them hit up, and your blood is gonna be on not on my hands, but I got people that come get you. That didn't look good
That's why I said that the feds did not play a good defense. They played a good offense, but the defense was just lacking. Y'all should have got ahead of all that. Y'all knew what was on them tapes. Y'all heard what she said. Y'all should have been and had a game plan. Okay, how we gonna spin this? How can we make this look less than what it really is? I think they just thought her crying was enough. It's like, nah, that wasn't enough.
bro. You want to know where they messed up too? The feds used Cassie as they star witness.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Cassie
have done that.
Cassie wouldn't have been my star witness.
Yeah, no,
Cassie,
yeah.
Cassie would have been charged right along with P. Diddy. I would have locked both of their ass up. If the feds was really smart, they would have charged Cassie and P. Diddy.
I think
Because
they were more scared of public opinion.
she was part of the RICO just as well as him. She was part of the engaging in prostitution. Was Cassie not? Shouldn't have been charged for engaging in prostitution? Yes. She was the one calling the prostitutes. She was the one paying them. She was the one setting them up. She was. That's why I say that's the RICO would have stood, and the racketeering probably would have stood if they would have charged Cassie too. Because know why? Because the jury would have been like, damn, if we charge Cassie, we gotta charge Diddy. I mean, if we find Cassie guilty, we gotta find Diddy guilty. Because they would have been co-defendants.
And then then at that case it would have been um racketeering, because you have to have two or more people. Honestly, I thought they was playing it like that. I thought they was playing it on some, both of y'all was doing it. We just gave Cassie a deal of, we not gonna prosecute you if you testify. That's how I
Nope.
thought they was playing the
That's
game.
how they should have did it, but they didn't do it like that.
That's what I thought.
They didn't do it like that. They should have charged Cassie so it could have been known to the jury that Cassie was charged and was gonna go to jail, but we gave her a deal to testify in this case. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And maybe we give her 2 years or a year in jail. She would have had to do a
Or
year in
like
jail.
probation or some shit, like house arrest or some shit like that.
Exactly. But the fact that they didn't charge her at all and they gave everybody immunity, but then you still charged him with racketeering, a RICO, that let us know that the only reason you did that was so certain information could be to the forefront in this case.
Yep.
Because if you don't charge him with racketeering, then we don't hear a lot of shit that we heard in court.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Because it would have been admissible.
Yeah, statute limitation, all of that. Yeah.
But because you brought up the racketeering in RICO, you can bring up a lot of shit. Why? Because you're able to try to connect dots. You could
And honestly, Cap, maybe that's really what it was. Maybe it was like, look, we kind of got something strong, like without the racketeering, where it's kind of in the air. We know it's guilty, but we don't know about a jury. So fuck it, let's just put all the cards out there, and even if we lose, we win, because now everyone knows what kind of freak you are.
that's what I think they did, and I think they never had intentions of winning the racketeering charge.
Yeah, I don't think they gave a fuck about the racketeering. As long as we
Yeah,
get one, I'm okay with that.
I think they only put it on the table so they can tell a lot of his bullshit. Because if that racketeering charge is not on the table, we don't know about what goes on in his sex life.
And that's the question of, even like, they fucked it up for him. Who doing business with Diddy after this?
Nobody.
Exactly. Y'all done ruined
Hell,
his. He's done. You better be a private investor for the rest of your life.
he gotta be. But and this another thing. This what people fail to realize too. He's still gonna be charged on a state level after this Fed case is done.
You think so?
Yeah, he got caught with guns, ghost guns.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot about that.
So this is how they fuck you, because they'll let you finish your Fed case once you, because remember the Feds overpower the state level.
Yeah.
So now the Feds done with their trial and everything done, and he know what his time is with the Feds. When he know what his time is, he gonna get hit with a charge from the state. You see what I'm saying? So now he gonna be charged by the state, and he gonna be charged with the ghost guns, the guns, and the drugs that he was caught with. And that's where they gonna get him. So then he gonna have to do another 6 or 7 or 8 years, maybe 10 on a state level. So after he do his Fed time, now he going to court to fight state time.
Yeah.
You can't beat that. Because trust me, the state is still going to charge them with them ghost guns. That they don't go away.
That and shit, nigga, y'all caught the nigga with fake prescriptions.
All type of shit.
So yeah, nah, y'all better charge him because if it was one of us, y'all would have been in railroaded our ass.
They did it. They did it to Boozy.
And
Boozy
young
got
boy too.
yeah. The state charge you. Then if you don't, the state can't do their job. The feds coming to do their job.
Cause remember, young boy got caught with the same thing. He was doing the codeine. He was buying using dead people and old women IDs to get codeine
Oh, not
using
only
fake
that, but
prescription pads.
yeah, but not only that, he had a they had a robbery ring. He had people. NBA YoungBoy had a group of people in Utah that was going around to all the pharmacies, breaking into pharmacies and robbing them for all their medicine.
I I ain't gonna lie to you, Cap. One thing I've never understood. You're rich. Why even still want to do that type of shit?
Cause
You got money now.
you could take the nigga out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of a nigga. They've been selling that all our life.
Yeah, that shit just blows my mind. Like, nigga, you are rich. You a multi-millionaire. Nigga, you can go on a flight and go wherever the fuck you want to go, but you want to rob pharmacies. Like, nigga, what?
My nigga, they still want to be what they rap about. They still want to
What
still
what
be
did that nigga
connected
on
to the
Boondock say? I just want to do hood rat shit with my friends.
hmm They still want to be connected to the streets.
All right, Cap. So let me ask you this: with this Diddy case, what do you feel like that's sending? What message you feel like is being sent out to other celebrities?
That you not safe.
You're
That you
not
better
bigger than
not.
the program.
Yeah, you're not bigger than the program. Don't motherfucking you better leave these bitches alone. You better stop.
Hey, y'all better stop buying pussy. Yeah, not facts.
Stop flying these bitches out. Don't fuck with these bitches. If a bitch get in your DM, look at her like she a undercover. For now on, they start looking at these Instagram models like undercovers, my nigga. Like they set up bras.
They really are though.
Because if you fall for the trap and start fucking with one of these Instagram models and a regular bitch, my nigga, please believe they gonna have receipts that you paid for the pussy, that you flew them out for the pussy,
Nah,
that
it's
you
fact.
bought them
They
some
they
clothes,
they out here setting these niggas up for jail and child support. Y'all better stop.
jail and trial. If they can't get a settlement out of you, then they trying to get a child support check out of you.
Cause you
For
saw
real.
with even Zion. Now she's
Mhm.
saying he raped her. But
Exactly.
you
That's
but
what
you been
that's
with this nigga.
and guess what? It's always when you about when the relationship is over. It wasn't until she realized the relationship was over because he got another girl pregnant and
Yep.
he stopped giving her money. Now it's
Now all of
like,
a
oh,
sudden now all of a sudden he choked and beat you.
now he was beating me, he was choking me. You know what I'm saying? Even if he was, say if he was doing all that stuff in a relationship and they were doing it, they could have been fighting each other. They both could have been fighting on each other. We don't know. But at the end of the day, guess what? You didn't want to come out and do all this shit and hurt him until he decide he don't want to fuck with you no more.
Cause you realized that ass beating wasn't worth it. Y'all be thinking it's worth it when them niggas be punching it and hitting on y'all. Y'all be like, it's okay, it's gonna get better. When y'all realize it don't get better, then all hell break loose. Now you want justice. Now you're a victim. That's crazy.
That's why it is more to it's more coming out like that. More of them. More. That's why I said y'all shit. That's why I said this only the beginning. Now we know he guilty on 2 counts. Watch what happen. Watch what happen. We gonna see how much the system like Diddy now. Is they gonna be lenient? Is they gonna be tough? What is the judge gonna say?
I think he getting 15. I
Who
think they gonna
decide?
give him
Who
one full one
decides
and
it?
one half.
Who decides it, the jury or the judge?
The judge. In the
So so
sentencing, the judge decides it. But they
so
also let the victims come forward and give their recommendations of what they think.
so so we need to do our background. What is the judge name, and what is his prior history on sentencing people?
Yeah.
I seen the judge before. That little Indian dude. He looked like he Indian from Nepal or something. I seen him before. He did a lot of cases. I seen him in one of these big cases before. I just don't remember which one it was.
I'm looking him up now. Oh, he's a pretty fairly new judge.
Yeah, he did a case before. I seen him on somebody case.
Okay, it looked like Biden put him in. He's only been doing 2 years. Let's see, what cases you been on?
Before you say no, my mom thinks it's a good idea.
You tripping?
Yeah, I take care of my business first,
No.
and then after,
I'll talk to your mom and see what your mom thinks.
sure.
No, she didn't,
Yes,
because
it
she
is.
came over there looking over there.
Yeah, I just came from her room.
I'll talk to her and see what she think. Oh, you think y'all always trying to bounce? Yeah, man. Yeah, it ain't no summer. What up, y'all? I'm back.
Also, he used to be a commercial law and bankruptcy lawyer, and he over $1 billion recovered $1 billion.
But
That's what he's known for.
what notable cases did he judge?
He only judged. He's nothing. This is like his first big case. He just became a judge 2023.
Yeah, but he did some cases since 2023,
They
2025.
said the cases he did before was some company he recovered $1 billion in assets. I guess that was like a big deal in the corporate world. He's big. I guess he's known in like corporate America.
So he never had to put nobody in jail yet.
Nah, not from my understanding. It says it just says he worked at White Shoe Law Firm, and he focused on bankruptcy law and commercial law, but he's clerked for some of the top baddest judges in the state. So they said he has a great like the people he clerked for were big time judges. So this is like his first big time trial. as a
So
judge.
this is first trial. This
Yeah,
is
his
first
first like
trial
big
to
time
put
trial.
somebody
Like,
in jail.
yeah.
So he's a rookie judge.
Yes,
So
pretty much, yeah.
he ain't never put nobody in jail yet.
I think he's done like little stuff, like, because he's the state judge, so he's a district judge. So I'm sure he sees like little cases, but they said this is his first like notable case. Like, this is the first one with a celebrity and all that. So that's why I said I
So
think he might give him a harder sentence. This is your first case being the judge, a district
so
judge.
I wonder, do they say if he give hard sentences or light sentences?
Oh, it looks like he was a lawyer. This is his first time actually being a judge. It looked like he was a lawyer first. Yes,
A,
it's 20.
a
He was a law
defense lawyer?
clerk. 2006 law clerk, 2007 law clerk, and then he worked at the law firm as a lawyer. So he been a lawyer until 2023 when he became a judge by Biden.
Oh, wow. We're fucked. He gonna get a light sentence.
That's crazy. What is it? That's crazy. Commercial law and bankruptcy law, and now you over here presiding on a sex trafficking case.
How did he even become the judge? Well, how did he become the judge of this case?
They said they just picked him.
With no history.
No history.
That's weird. Usually they use somebody that got a history of doing big cases.
I think it has to do with the people he clerked for, because he apparently he clerked for some big time judges that are like real up there. So
But he got put in by Democrats. So he's a Democrat.
yeah.
That might go
Because
in his
that's
favor
crazy. You've been doing business law this whole time. And then in 2023, they just say, you want to be a district judge?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because he's never done criminal before. Well, I mean, I guess commercial is kind of criminal. I mean, they do get people for fraud and stuff. So I guess that's sort of criminal.
God damn.
That's why I be saying, Kev, you could be anything you set your mind to, honestly, in this country. Motherfuckers, you could be a bankruptcy
Yeah.
lawyer and wake up and become a damn district judge.
This nigga basically started off as a paralegal.
Yeah, he don't even have a degree in law. He studied computer science and English.
So yeah, this nigga ain't even take the bar.
I mean, he went to law school to get his thing, but he didn't study law in his undergrad.
A
Which
lot of
is
niggas
crazy
go to law
because
school.
you
A
know
lot
how
of
hard that is
bro, you know
to
how many
study.
people go to law school, don't pass the bar, but just work as an under lawyer, where I'm not
Yeah,
the
that's
head.
why I said that shit is hard.
They just work under you. So
That's why I
that
said
work,
that shit crazy.
and I think only the head lawyer actually needs the bar. We have the
Yeah, you could
certification
be like a paralegal and shit like that.
and still be under them. But went
Yeah.
to law school, did
You
everything.
basically do all the legwork, the research, the calling of the witness, but you can't actually like do nothing in the courtroom, but you
Yeah.
just do all the paperwork and all that on the backside.
Mm-hmm. That's a crazy shit.
Shit, if
And
you
then
are a paralegal, you should be able to pass the bar because bitch, you do crimes all day.
and now, do you have to go to college to apply to take the bar exam?
Yeah.
You have to go to college. You can't just take
Yeah,
the bar exam.
you have to have a degree of any kind. Well, they prefer criminal justice, but really it's open to any kind, except for California and one other state. You can like work at a law firm and do like a little program, but it's like only 2 states in the country that let you do it, and you have to go to like specific like prestige firms to do it. But you have to get like 1,000 hours or some shit. It's like it's pretty crazy for you to be able to even take the exam.
But you don't even need a law degree to represent yourself. They let you represent yourself without a law degree.
Yeah, that's one thing I just don't. I've never really understood.
That don't even make no sense. You allowed to represent yourself without a law degree. But I need to go past the bar to become a lawyer.
Yeah, you can't even get into law school without a bachelor's degree.
So that don't even make sense. But then you
That's
turn
why
around.
that's why I said only a few states. I think it's like Maine and California. They're like the only two states that'll let you not have a degree. You have to have paralegal classes, I believe, like certain law classes, but like you don't actually have to have a full bachelor's to do their like internship program. But it's really competitive and hard to get in. That's why I said
That's fucked up. Yeah, that don't even make sense. That's backwards as hell. I could represent myself, but I need a bachelor's degree to become a lawyer.
well, I think it's more so you have to be a bachelor. Like that's what I don't understand. Like you can't have somebody else represent you without them being a certified lawyer. They'll let you represent yourself, but you can't represent somebody else. Even if you know all the material, you can't represent somebody else. You have to be licensed, or what I guess is called being licensed, whatever. And a lot of my friends, a couple of my friends, they are lawyers, and one of them, she told me, man, the bar exam is hard as fuck. She done took that bitch like 3 times already. She said that shit is hard as fuck.
That shit like motherfucking worse than SAT.
Yeah, nah, it is. I seen some of them questions. I didn't even. I was lost.
Shit, they be cheating though. They know how to get around that shit.
Hell yeah.
Trust me, they be figuring out. They help each other. They know what to do. The right people know what to do. They do what they do. What they do. Some niggas probably never even have to take it. They write them just like remember that time. I forget like a couple months back. All these white people were just getting into USC. They didn't even
Yep.
have to fill out no application, nothing. They just pay the
Yep.
right amount of money and they was in. They knew somebody that was at a high level. They just got prosecuted. Somebody that was on the board was just letting everybody in if you just pay them a certain amount of money.
Nah,
You in
you
there.
ain't. Nah, you not lying. Cause I will say, and that's something I was actually talking to my mom about the other day. I was saying it's crazy how like you have to have a certain accolade or accomplishment on your name, even if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. As long as you got it on your belt, you're considered an expert and you're qualified. You know how many lawyers don't know what the fuck they doing, but they're a lawyer though.
Mhm.
They can give you inadequate counsel and everything. Oh, but they passed the bar exam. Like that's why I said that's some. I don't know, that's some bullshit.
Lose like a motherfucker.
Right. Success rate or conviction. I mean, winning rate at like 2%. But you gonna let this motherfucker defend me, and I can't defend myself. I'm better off myself. But because you got a
They,
fucking accolade, I went to this law school, nigga. You ain't learned nothing. You stuttering in the court and shit. Can't even
they,
read the documents right.
and you don't know when they in cahoots against you.
Yeah, that part.
That be the worst part. You think it's just a motherfucker that he worked for you. And half of the time they still work for the other side. They're taking your money.
For real, they sitting there like, look, I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing. What can I do like to get this shit off my caseload? That's to me, that is so like, that's why I be saying like, why become a lawyer if you just gonna be a shitty one? Go do something else. You playing with people's freedom.
Because daddy was a lawyer.
Hell yeah,
And I think
that and everybody wanna, oh, I want to be the change, and then they getting that law, getting to law, and they be like, man, this is some bullshit. Cause you gotta have a passion for that shit. Like you can't. Most people get tired of that shit. Like, oh man, I got so many caseloads, I don't even give a fuck anymore. I feel like once you get to that point, you need to retire. Once you get to a point where it's like, I'll take any case, I don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to get them in and out. You don't need to be no lawyer no more.
niggas just want to get paid. That's what it's all about, getting paid. Everybody want to get paid.
You ain't lying. I couldn't be no shitty lawyer. Nigga, I went to law school to be playing pro bono cases. Man, fuck that. I want to be a Johnny Cochran in this motherfucker. I want the big dogs. I don't want to be just doing these little bullshit drug cases, domestic violence cases. This shit boring.
Now the crazy thing about it, watch out everybody try to act like they Diddy friend now.
You think so?
Hell yeah. Nigga, everybody gonna act like they was supporting them. Everybody gonna act like they was cheering for him, like they was rooting for him. Everybody that was we didn't hear from and that was silent. It's gonna come out like, yeah, yo, congratulations to Diddy, man. I love to see a black man win and prosper and beat the feds. Da da da. They trying to take us down. Watch. Remember I said it. Remember I said it. Niggas that never talk is gonna start talking.
But see, that's why I said to me that is so stupid because you over here, oh my nigga, you still got charged with prostitution. That's not even something to clap about. Like, fuck the racketeering. I'd rather you have a racketeering charge than a damn prostitution, sex trafficking. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, engaged to and what is it? Guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution. So basically, he got charged for what I said, flying out the escorts to engage in prostitution. That was automatically he was going to get done for that. Why? Because the prostitutes escorts said they got paid.
But isn't
But
that not sex trafficking if you flying them in and out?
yes, that's sex trafficking.
That's what
It
I'm
really
saying. How the
is.
fuck do you say yes, guilty for prostitution, but not sex trafficking? That's damn
That's
near
what
the
I'm
same
saying.
thing.
He was really sex trafficking the escorts.
Yeah, that's why I was
No,
like,
no,
how
no,
the
no,
fuck you get
no,
one without
no,
the
no,
other?
no, 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 no. Basically, they basically saying that he wasn't sex trafficking them because they didn't work for him. The escorts didn't work for Sean
Oh,
Diddy
because
Combs.
they're what is it called? Independent contractors.
Independent contract.
Motherfuckers got a
Basically,
1099.
them niggas got their own jobs. I just hired them for the day. So that's probably how he beat that. Because motherfuckers is like, they didn't work for P. Diddy. So they probably was, you know what I'm saying?
We was doing gig jobs. Looking
Yeah,
ass.
they did it, and then they got on the stand and said it they so that they was doing what they wanted to do. That was their gig. They got paid to do it. They just was getting their money. The half of the time they didn't even know who P Diddy. They didn't even know it was P Diddy. Took years to find out. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't even know that is P Diddy, then you wasn't dealing with P Diddy, right?
Damn. That's some
That's
shit,
why
man.
he got off on that charge. That's why I said the case would have stuck if they would have charged Cassie.
Yeah.
Cassie should have been a
Defendant.
defendant.
Yup.
I'm
Because
telling
your
you,
little freaky ass was doing that shit too.
the case would have went so much better because they could have been like he was using Cassie to do it with him, and they both would have been charged, and they would have played their case better. The case would have been a better case charging both of them because they both did this shit. They both was took part in engaging in prostitution with escorts. They both was doing drugs. They both was buying drugs. They both was gangsters.
He said gangsters.
For real. It would have looked so much better. But since they wanted to use Cassie on their team, it fucked their case up.
Because they want
I
to
was,
claim she's a victim and not a co-defendant.
when she was more like the head nigga in charge, the HNIC. You want to play she's the victim, but when she get on the stand and everybody start all the witnesses come out and talk and the escorts start talking, she looked like the HNIC. She telling the escorts to put this in a cup, walking in another room with P. Diddy. She the one telling the escorts what positions to put her in. She the one setting up the freak offs. She the one text messaging P. Diddy saying when the next freak off, when we gonna do it again. Daddy, I wanna have fun like last night.
Like the
You see what I'm
first
saying?
time.
So she looked like the head nigga in charge.
Shit, she was.
Okay, she got her ass beat a few times. Okay, she got hit up, slapped across the head. We all do. Shit, Kimmy got slapped a few times. Who don't? But let's be real. Her ass should have been going to jail with Diddy. She wasn't innocent in this shit. And that's why I think they fucked up their case, trying to make her look like an innocent little girl. Ain't no way you could play innocent when escorts saying they was peeing in your mouth and you told them to do it.
Nah, for real.
I'd be conflicted too if I was the jury. Think about it. If you was on that jury stand, y'all niggas wouldn't be conflicted. You want me to put this nigga in jail after I just heard this escort, the Punisher, get on the stand and tell me Cassie told him to do it. He didn't even know who P. Diddy was.
Yeah, I wouldn't have charged them with I would have put the not guilty for racketeering. But the sex trafficking and prostitution, I would have said guilty.
But it was hard for them to get him on sex trafficking. Know why? Know why it was hard for them to agree on sex trafficking? Because because every witness said Cassie was the one that was setting up the rendezvous. And you can't say he was sex trafficking Cassie because she was a willing participant. There's no force.
That's what they thought, but they were trying to paint that she wasn't willing. And that's why they had that psychiatrist get up there and say, like,
that's why I say trafficking by force, because they tried to make it look like he was trafficking her by force.
But he was trafficking her by will.
Exactly. How can he traffic her by force when she in the text messages saying when we gonna do another one tonight? Daddy, I want to do another one. Can we have another freak off? That's not force. She was asking him for freak offs. That's why I say the prosecution, the federal government fucked this case up, really. But remember, Comey's a newbie. She's a newbie. She fucked this case up because if you was going to charge him with sex trafficking, you had to charge her too. You had to charge her too. You can't charge him with sex trafficking and then make it look like he was sex trafficking her when she was his girlfriend for 10 years and she was asking to be fucked. She was asking to have rendezvous. She was the one hiring the escorts. What? How you think you're going to get away with that? That ain't going to work. But what would have worked, for Comey is if she would have charged her ass too. She would have charged her and she would have charged Diddy with both conspiracy of racketeering and prostitution and engaging with prostitution and trafficking. Who did they sex traffic? The escorts. I would have paid more attention to Cassie and P. Diddy sex trafficking the escorts.
Yep.
Then I would have paid attention to
Cassie.
That's where they fucked up their case.
Yeah, she shouldn't have been nobody's star witness. She would have been a great, corroborating witness. But I wouldn't let her be the star.
I would have gave her a deal. We'll give you lower time on your charge if you testify. But she would have got charged. It would have made your case look better. It would have looked a whole lot better. But when if you're trying to paint Cassie look like she's a victim, that's what fucked your case up. That's what fucked the case up, especially when they heard that audio. Because I ain't gonna lie, when I heard that audio, I was like, what the fuck? Did you hear the audio?
Of which one? Of Cassie?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I was sitting there like, man, it's crazy. You know how they say, like, when you be around somebody for so long, you start to talk like them?
Yup.
She
sound like a female Diddy. She sound like a female Diddy.
Yep.
She was flexing her power. She was flexing like, nigga, do you know who I am? And I have somebody get you. That hurt the prosecution. because you painting her as a victim. This person don't sound like no victim. This bitch sound like she, the head in IC, Gazelle de Blanco.
She said Blanco. Hey, they was trafficking them drugs.
I'm telling you.
That's why I said I think you're right about the state coming in to sweep up behind him, because he admitted there was too much crimes being admitted on the stand.
On the state level.
It was just too many.
Too much crimes committed on the state level. For there not to be an indictment. Remember, state police was there when they raided the house too. It wasn't just federal units, FBI. There you had Homeland Security, state police, FBI. You see what I'm saying?
True.
So, and the reason that is because everybody could pick up charges on a certain level based on what they recover.
Damn. Yeah, they need that. They found what? They found what? Drugs, guns.
Yeah, that's why that's why when you see sometimes somebody have a gun charge on a state level and a federal level at the same time.
Yeah.
The same gun, I'm being charged in state jail and fed time.
Or they'll be like, the state dropped it, but the feds didn't
pick it up. Sometimes the state is dropping it and the feds will pick it up, but that's if you lucky. That's if you lucky. Sometimes the state will still charge you, and the feds will charge you at the same time. They don't give a fuck. I seen niggas get charged for state and fed for a gun at the same time, for the same gun.
So do you think that the state could charge him with prostitution on a state level?
Yeah.
Damn.
If they wanted to.
Damn, Diddy.
The same charges he is charged with on a federal level, he could be charged with on a state level.
Keep trying to, y'all gotta leave these hoes alone.
But more than likely,
not good for you.
But I guarantee you, more than likely, they gonna go after the guns and drugs. That's automatic. Did you see how many guns he got caught with?
Yeah, no, I thought they was bringing that up in the case, to be honest.
Nope. Listen, you got to remember, they leave certain things out just for the state to be able to pick up.
Damn. Hey, them some shiesty motherfuckers.
Sometimes that's what people don't understand. They play dirty. Sometimes they, just like the state don't charge you with certain shit so the feds could pick it up. Sometimes the feds don't charge you with certain shit just so the state could pick you up.
Yeah, because y'all admitted to a lot. I was sitting on the stand like, damn. Y'all admitting to a lot of shit. And I hope y'all got immunity on both levels.
Thank you. You took the words out of my mouth. And that's another thing. Just because you got immunity on a federal level don't mean you get immunity on the state level. Yep. This what people fail to realize. Just because in a federal charge you got immunity don't mean you can't be prosecuted on the state level. Nigga, you got immunity on a federal level. That's just like Keefe D. He had immunity in California, not in Las Vegas. Damn. That's why Keefe D got charged in the murder for Tupac. He thought he could go on interviews and talk. His stupid ass didn't know his immunity was only in California. When he got talked to them cops and they said, we'll give you immunity if you give us some information. That was from California courts. So now he go on Vlad TV. He start doing all this talking. Las Vegas, that got nothing to do with Las Vegas. They could do whatever the fuck they want. Whole nother jurisdiction.
Yeah, because they have to go here.
She said she heard the New York already said they won't state charges. Hey, that probably was that before he got found not guilty or after? Because the state will say they won't file charges before. Because they think, you see what I'm saying? Because they think you're gonna get charged. But guess what? Once you beat some charges, now the federal government See, that was before. Now the federal government gonna come in behind and say, we need your help.
Facts, we need cleanup. We need y'all to clean up a little bit.
We need you to clean up. We need your help. We thought we was gonna get him on these other 3 counts. It didn't work. So we need you to charge him with them guns and them drugs. That's how they do. So whatever we couldn't get him with on the federal level, now the state level gonna come and play cleanup. It's a dirty game. It's a dirty fucking game. And that's how they move. And I guarantee you that's what they gonna do. Why you think you see certain people like for instance, Kilo, he had a federal charge, right? Soon as he got out of his federal charge, the state picked him up.
That's fucked up.
Go Yayo. Remember, Go Yayo got out of his federal charge. The state came and picked him up. He had to do 6 more months in the state jail. So niggas be going to the feds for charges and still get charged after that with state charges, and then have to get out the feds and fight their charge in the state. And more than likely, that's what they gonna do to Diddy. Diddy gonna get sentenced to 15 years. He gonna do 15 years. He gonna do 10 on count 3. He gonna do 10 on count 3, and he gonna do 5 on count 5. Just like Twin said, 10 on count 3. He gonna get 5 on count 5. He gonna have to do 15 years. Once he get done doing that 15 years, while he in jail, he gonna get papers saying that he was charged on a state level for guns and drugs. He gonna have to fight them charges. He gonna be looking at another 20 to 15. Remember I said it.
Damn.
Remember I said it. That's how they do niggas. I put money on it. That's exactly how they do them. What you think, Twin?
Nah, I think so too. Cause I feel like this isn't the victory that they were this wasn't the victory that they were hoping for and they finna backdoor him, or they already plotted this like, okay, we know we not gonna hit this, but that's when y'all gonna come in and plan B and get his ass.
Mm-hmm. The play was already put in motion. They already put the play in motion. I don't think they ever thought they was gonna find him and get him found guilty of racketeering. I think that was
they
always.
Really oh, you know what? You right, Cap. They probably was like, boom, we really can't charge him for this stuff, but what we gonna do is we finna alley-oop to you. So we gonna do the racketeering so we can get him to admit to the state charges, and then we gonna throw it to y'all and y'all dunk it in.
Thank you. That's how they do.
Little smart motherfuckers. Okay, I see how y'all moving. New York said they going out with a bang.
Remember, because everything you say can still be used at a state level. And they can still use some of them witnesses on the state level.
Oh yeah, they can. I'd be mad as fuck. I gotta testify again. Y'all can't just use my statement.
Nope, they have to get on the stand and say the same shit.
Damn.
Like, it's so many charges that the state could get them up for right now. It's so much shit that the state could get him for.
Nah, you ain't lying, cause like I said, I was sitting in there like, damn, y'all just admitted to a bunch of shit.
And check this out, not even one state. It's going to be multiple states. Because remember, the guns was found in Los Angeles. The drugs was found in Miami, in Florida. So he gonna
hit up. They finna hit up them other ones.
Yeah, multiple states will have local charges. Just for instance, just like R. Kelly. R. Kelly got found guilty federal and state.
Yeah, they did.
R. Kelly was fighting in the feds and the state at the same time. The only difference with P. Diddy was, I believe they waited for his trial to be done with the feds before they actually even fuck with him in the state level. I think they wanted to see what was going to happen.
Yeah, because we need to make sure that we got basically all the notes that we took, all them transcripts. We finna send them to y'all. Y'all go through them and start start grabbing a case.
Put your case together.
Here's all the witnesses. Here's all their information. All their, what they said.
Put the gun case together.
Exactly.
Put the drug case together.
Now we know who he got the guns from. Y'all go do y'all's investigation on that. You welcome.
This when all the little shit come in. And remember, he still got to fight a case. He still gonna have to fight another case where he got with his son. The woman accusing him and his son of gang rape.
Whoa, when was that?
Oh, this shit just came out 2 days ago. A woman, it just came out and said Justin and P. Diddy gang raped her.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, look it up. You can Google it.
Man.
Said Justin flew her out. Said he was dead. P. Diddy was gonna further her music career. So guess what? They gonna use that on the state level. That's gonna get charged on the state level. See, they know how to play with these niggas. They gonna come for his son, and they gonna come for him on the state level. He's gonna be a co-defendant to the son.
You think he'll testify?
Nah, that's why he gonna be a co-defendant. Because he gonna try to do the same shit he just did on the federal level on the state level. He gonna fight the same shit. That's why I said P. Diddy's far from done. He ain't even deal with the state yet. Once the state start putting all these charges on him, it's over.
Yeah, so they really got a victory.
Bro, to have 2 counts guilty is a victory. You want to know why? Because you're still looking at a max of 10 years on each count. He's 55.